Hello? Hello? Everyone. I'm back so early. Now, my feet felt fine. My feet mostly feel fine. I have a little bit of stomach issues still, but I decided, you know what? Instead of doing the 4-hour walk, 4-mile, 4-hour walk, give or take, it's a little bit more than that. I did one yesterday on June 26th, June 28th. Today's June 29th, 8:14 a.m. I left home at 8:40, and today my right foot finally feels like it's good enough to actually start jogging, which I was doing to get here. I left at 7:40. I got here in like 30 minutes or so. Usually takes 50 and all out. I'm sorry, it's there's a lot of mist, shit ton of fog, whatever you call it. I don't know. It's one of the two. There's differences between them. Point is, distance is a little bit screwed. And I just got up the ramp part of the flood wall. But it's really made it. I'm turning back now because I said my stomach's still having a little bit of issues. But I at least broke down the walk into 2 separate days, which means you guys get 2 separate videos of me talking. Now, I don't know if that's exactly the best thing and all that. But, friggin' guy on the electric scooter just went past me. My phone's like 50%. I charged it a little bit for walking. I'm gonna need to charge it when I get home. Probably will charge it tomorrow or Wednesday. Now there's some things I'd like to talk about, but I am afraid of course, being absolutely shafted by people because of what I say. But gun control. That's right, we talking about gun control today, lads. I don't know for how long, though. Gun control, I think, is one of those necessary evil kind of things. Because if you don't have it, then eventually you're gonna have people saying, well, I can own a tank cannon, which is technically a gun, it's not a vehicle. I can own an actual artillery piece, because that is also technically a gun. That's what a gun means for the military, to my knowledge, is means what artillery? I think it's for artillery. I could be wrong. I could not be wrong. I don't know, honestly. But yeah, there's a lot of cops out today, at least around where I'm at. Like, that's like the 5th cop car I'm seeing one like every 10 minutes or so. It's Monday. I know July 4th, Independence Day, is coming this Saturday. And all that. I know in those days the cops are out in full force. Usually they were out back in Father's Day weekend. They were also out in full force. Now, we have a gun control though. It's necessary. I know some people hate it. Some people let me at least in America. I know in Europe they have some pretty strict gun control, depending on where you're at. I think America's the only unique nation. I was like, yeah, I know in Independence it says a well-armed militia, but at what point, what kind of weapons are people allowed to own? Should they have the same weapons as the military? Because that's the case, you're then advocating for people that have stuff like grenades and like functional grenades and all that. I know some people with proper licenses can get like military grade stuff like 50 cals, freaking I believe not functional grenade launchers, I think, or at least old ones, saws, LMGs, all that stuff. But I don't think the average person should really have more than like a pistol, hunting rifle, a shotgun, that kind of stuff. And we're already more armed than most of the world per citizen. I don't have a gun though. Although one day I would love to get a permit to carry a gun for self-defense and all that. Because there's definitely some crazy people where I live, without a doubt, and all that. Yeah. With the current laws, though, I know are pretty whack. Like, you can't have suppressors on some things, you can't have extended magazines. If you put a grip on the gun and you hold it a certain way, I believe, it's also like, boom, felony, you can't have a gun. Stupid. I also think, depending on the kind of felony you have, it should really change what kind of guns you can actually own. I know if you're a felon, like, just blanket, you can't own guns, and you can't vote, really. At least I don't think in federal level elections. I don't know if you can for state, though. I know you can't in federal, which is stupid. That if you are, let's say you get falsely accused, right? You get falsely accused of something like rape, and you get convicted, that's a felony. Now you can't vote because of a false accusation, and that can take decades to clear up. I mean, there's other ways that ruins your life. Like, should people who do stuff like who sell drugs, should they not be able to vote? And should they not own guns as much as someone who's a murderer? You know, assuming the murderer gets out of jail or prison. It's just weird that it's a blanket thing across. You got a felony, yep. You can't have any guns, you can't vote. And that's that. I think it's a little bit extreme. Like, I think for voting, I think the only time I'd actually be personally okay with people not being allowed to vote because they broke the law is if they've committed willing election fraud and all that. Like, they did it with the intent to rig or change the election. Those people, I would say, wait, we don't want them to vote because they've already tried to rig it once. Why wouldn't they try to do it again? And again, at that point, you should just be watching the person pretty closely and all that. But then that same person did election fraud. I believe that is a felony depending on what kind of election it is. It's like if you have a son who's, let's say, possessed drugs, they possess drugs, one person's murdered, and the others did election fraud, they all can't vote and they all can't own guns, assuming they're all felony levels. Seems pretty fucked up to me, if I'm being honest. But I digress. I know it's going to be a hot topic, especially for my non-American viewers, because you probably just wouldn't understand at that point what I'm talking about. But there's some cats looking at me. Yeah. The video, my walk from yesterday, should be uploaded 2 or 3 hours from now, but for you guys that was 24 hours ago. If I upload this like the day after and all that, which it should be. It should be on Tuesday, hopefully. But yeah, it's crazy. I'm coming. There's this game I've been playing with my friends. He bought it yesterday. More game sharing, which just basically means if one of us owns a game digitally, the other person can use it too. And all we had to do was put our accounts on our home Xboxes like each other's. So my account, his home Xbox, and vice versa. And because of that, and all that stuff, we got a game called Content Warning. A very fun game. I saw it in early access and all that, like a year or two ago, I believe. It looked very fun. But we played it. That man was my friend was heartless. Alright? He sold me to the dogs, as I say. And I don't mean that, well, I kind of mean that in a literal sense, but if you want to see some of those content winning clips, I could put them on my channel. You guys just have to say so. It's also just looking back, recording the thing we did. Sadly though, because I'm on console, you actually can't save the videos. You have to like do a manual clip and all that to get them. Which makes me very sad. The video games on a whole. Well, I guess I'm looking at the video game front because I know a lot of people are excited for GTA 6 and all that. And it's also very expensive. And developers, no doubt, are going to model that while only doing like a hundredth of the work of the game. And all that, others are going to model that pricing system. I prefer the older games. Like, I typically don't buy new releases. I go for ones that are released like 3 to 4 years ago or more. Since right now, my friend usually buys the more current games. I buy the older ones. The ones I want to get right now are Crusader Kings 3 on the console, which is behind on updates, but it's still being updated. So, shout out to the development team for switching who's porting it. And freaking Bannerlord, Mountain Blade Bannerlord 2 is the other game I'm looking forward to. But I do have a lot of games on my plate already. Got Total War Rome 2, which my friend bought me on Steam, so we could both play together. And then on console, he got Content Warning as well. On top of that, there's a free game, Warhammer 40k Gladius. I don't know much about Warhammer 40k lore, but I know it's fucking insane. It's like decades long, like Star Wars. And yeah. I hope video games as a whole, though, do improve. It's like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, 4 steps forward, 5 steps back. As the games get better, some of them get worse and all that. Like EA used to be a respectable company, for example, then they shattered it. Of course, I don't think anyone respects them even now. Same with Ubisoft, they were great. Even Origins I heard was great. I played Origins, I haven't beat it yet. It's another game I have to do. I bought Origins, Assassin's Creed 3, which came bundled with Liberation, and Odyssey, all together. I hear talk about Origins, how it's great and all that. But I don't really hear anything about Odyssey outside of it's not a true Assassin's Creed game. It's a game based on the Isu and all that. And because of that, you know, I'm a little bit worried about playing Odyssey in the future. I might play Origins when I get home. I don't know. Like, I have a lot of games set in the ancient and medieval times right now to play. Like Crusader Kings 3 takes place as early as like 1850 AD up to 1057 AD. Mountain Blade Bannerlord, I know it takes place in a fictional world, to my knowledge, with inspiration from my own, of course. And that takes place in medieval times. Total War Rome 2 takes place, at least the grand campaign I'm doing, because there's like 6 different campaigns. It takes place in 252 or so, 270 BC. And then Origins takes place around Julius Caesar's time. It's like 30 to 20 BC, I believe. Plays lots of magic in that. Then Odyssey, I think, takes place like 600 to 700 BC. I think. I could be wrong. Yeah, enough about video games. I want to talk about something else. The infrastructure of my city. This is an old city that I'm in. It was the first capital of the state. Then it got changed. Then it went back to this being the capital. And I believe Columbus is our capital. But this will always be the original capital of Ohio, the first one. Which obviously now you know where we live. It's Chillicothe, obviously. But as I walked, I see like new sidewalks and old sidewalks. The new sidewalks are mostly flat, some are a little bit uphill because of the way the road is. But good fucking God, the sidewalks suck, dude. Like, when I get to the part, I'll show you what I mean. But some of these sidewalks, like, they actually suck. And I think it's part of the reason why my ankle hurts sometimes. Like, I'm on a flat one that's like cracked, that's normal. And all that. But there's some that are like just... It's like you're trying to play an obby. You know what an obby is? It's an obstacle course. I believe that's what it's short for. And all that. And oh my God, is it annoying, because there's like 2 or 3 sections like that on my walk. And like on the walk towards the flood wall, because I walk on the right side of the road, not the left side, at least I'm approaching it. And leaving it, it's obviously left side and not right side. There's no sidewalk for part of the journey and all that. Even the street I live on does have a sidewalk, but only goes one way but not the other. Which is stupid as shit, because years ago, there was a elementary school called Tiffin that I went to. And I had to walk down the road towards it, which didn't have a sidewalk. Like, you had a sidewalk going towards the elementary school, but you didn't have one going towards the, but you had one going towards the paper plant, which I believe got shut down. Anyway, this is what I mean. Like, look at this. Hope I get this. That road is bent up. That's one of the few. And that's not even a bad example, by the way. That's not even the worst one. Which is crazy to me. But, it's weird knowing that, this place has like some, like, I have good sidewalks, like this one right here. See how white it is? I believe if it's white, that's because it's not been bleached by the sun yet, or at least the color drained out of it, which I'm assuming means it was probably put in like a year or 2 ago, and all that. Well, if it's darker, like brownish gray, it's been in the sun for like years. And if it's like a dark gray, I believe that's like a decade plus easily, and all that. Like, there's like a fresh sidewalk up here, I believe, which I will show you all in a second. We got 2 parks here, actually. So I know we got the downtown, well, not downtown, well, I guess it is kind of downtown park. It's like right next to the high school below it. I'd say like literally right next to it and all that. I'll probably show you the next time I walk, because it should be towards the end of the flood wall. And then this one down here is Poland Park. But Poland is really known for drug users and all that, I believe. But that was like a decade ago. I don't know about now, but either way, you know, I'm not going to go there because I want to walk. I don't want to walk for like 20 minutes and then come back home in 40. Here's the sidewalk. As you see, it's nice and white and all that. And because of that, I believe this is a new one. This is the part that goes up, though. And we do have some, like, of the old roads here as well. So I'll show you right now, actually. Since this is 1900, I believe this city was founded. At least, well, not founded, but I saw a house built in it. A 1900s house was just brick laid. Now here's some of bricks. Here's a sidewalk. And then here's the bricks. So this is a tiled pathway. I know wagons and stuff have been using it and all that. And then we got normal road here. But yeah, it's so weird knowing I can go from a crappy sidewalk to a new one to an old piece that was made like 100 or so years ago. Maybe even 200 and all that. It's really crazy, if I'm being honest. And it's like my longest segment ever in these videos, because this is probably going to be the infrastructure of my city. We had a high school principal here when my older sister went to high school, and he was a pedophile and all that. Apparently he got into it with a lot of the female students. I don't know. Well, I know it's true because he went to court and he got convicted. So, you know, he was fired. And his vice principal took over and all that. And that vice principal was principal when I went there. I don't know if he's still there. I wouldn't be surprised if he retired, because I know he's been working there for like a decade now. I know being a school teacher is hard and stuff. Okay, I'm coming up to the fucked up part of the sidewalk and all that. Hope I capture it properly, because there's like no, I don't think there's a flip thing on this for video, which is crazy, because that means only the frontal camera is actually meant for videos and all that. Someone's like part of the house blew off and it was raining like a week or two ago. I'm not gonna show it though, so here it is, the sidewalk. And this is like something kind of early on. I hope I'm capturing this in all its glory. So it goes up here, then it goes down into a curve, and it goes back up, back down, back up, and then it flattens out. Do you know how painful that is on my feet? Here it is on this side. So yeah, the sidewalks are kind of fucking chopped, honestly. All that. At least in my humble opinion it is. And all that. We've done gun control, we've done infrastructure. My high school though has been mired in a lot of controversy though. Like it's no secret that if you went to the high school here in my city, it's very obvious that they care more about the football team, the athletes, than they do about the academics kids. At least from when I went, that's how I felt. It could be different now and all that. Went from 2018 to 2023, at least when I remember off the top of my head. And yeah, it's crazy. Said the touching kid. And then for the Tiffin school, we had our own controversies. We had a new gym coach for our elementary school, and I believe in 5th grade she got into a car accident and died. No, 4th grade that happened. In 6th grade, my English language arts teacher was in a car crash, and she still went to school with a bandaged head, and it looked like she might have lost her eye, or if she didn't lose her eye, she definitely fractured her skull. And I know she didn't like me because she didn't like my sister, and she definitely remembered my sister. At least my older sister. And all that. But yeah. I know the kids in my high school, like every high school, word gets out very quickly and all that. Actually, if anything that happens, but there's one thing that really spooked me, if you will. I was dating a girl, I'm not gonna drop her name, and within like 2 hours, one of the athletic kids, one of the more popular ones, they knew. I'm curious, even to this day, I'm curious on the fucking black magic they did to figure it out, because I don't know if my girlfriend at the time said anything at all, but within 2 fucking hours of going to date her, she knew. They knew. She asked me on the hallway, I believe, and she said yes. Well, I think it was the hallway, or she asked me out, and I said yes. Yeah, because she asked me out, she said yes. And like, I believe we did it in the park as well, because it was like at the end of the school year, like the last 2 months, we were in the park. She did ask me in the park, and I'm just so confused, because like, if we asked out in the park during school hours, no one was near us, how the fuck did you know in 2 hours? Like, that's some insane connections that through my girlfriend, she knew someone who knew the athlete, and the athlete was told. And I'm not surprised, because everyone at my fucking school was a gossiper. Every damn person. The teachers were, the principal was, the vice principal was, the students were. Like, it was such a gossip-heavy place, and I honestly hated it. I'm introverted. And honestly, the people at that school sucked ass and all that. It wasn't the girls being gossiping, it was the boys being touchy and all that. And I almost stabbed someone with a pencil because they're rubbing my thigh. Oh, midget kid, and well, not midget, but a small kid. He hasn't his growth puberty yet, as you will. I wouldn't be surprised if he has now, because it's been like 6 years or so since it happened. Yeah, everyone tried saying, hey, I took my pencil, I snapped it against the desk because I was trying to stab his hand, but it moved out of the way. And the teacher was told it, and he didn't believe anyone who said it, because he liked me. Thank God. Shout out to my history teacher. He also got fired like a year later. I don't even know why, but I'm pretty sure he got fired. We had 3 history teachers and all that in high school, obviously. Well, I should more specify, in middle school and high school. We had one for middle school, and I know he got transferred up to the high school level after 2 years. Or at least like a year or 2 after I went to high school. There was the one who was the sports coach and all that, and he really liked how smart I was. He's probably the best coach I've ever known, just because he's like one of those typical, oh my God, I don't give a shit about academics, I love football. No, he really respected and appreciated me because I knew my shit on history then. He was a really old guy, great white hair, grayish white, very cool. Then you had another gym coach who my sister remembers having, and I had him. Apparently he smoked weed and all that. So, very crazy. And all that, at least he said he would smoke weed with the students, which you can come to conclusions of that, because this would be like in 2012, 2013, when that was happening. Then you had a younger guy. Like, I remember his name. I ain't gonna say it. You know, it's a generic one. Again, respect for my teacher's privacy and all that. He was pretty cool and all that. But there was one thing that kind of irked me and all that. I remember he was talking about a debate he had between 2 sets of students in his advanced class, and how one side was doing great and the other side was doing terrible. One side was doing great because they had a energetic, confident, and loud person, which is great and all, but when you're in a debate, like a civil one for history purposes, you don't want to be energetic. I mean, you do. You want to like deliver your stuff with passion and confidence, but being energetic can be a little bit weird for a debate, because it's not an argument where it's like, oh, you look more active than your opponent, you look great and all that. It's well, technically it is an argument. That's what it is called when you're debating. But I realized if I was there, I probably wouldn't come off as energy heavy, but I'd still probably win the debate, because I prefer people in debates who are calm and collected versus energetic and loud. Because energetic and loud is like, wow, that's amazing, but being calm and collected is like, you know, you look really confident in answer, versus if you're energetic, you look like you're bolstering, I believe that's called bluffing, making it look like, oh yeah, I'm very confident, I'm so energetic, this point is 100% true, versus if you're confident, you're just going to stonewall them. But it's just different ways of debating, you know, at the end of the day. Who am I to say the other team wasn't fumbling, because I wasn't there. I don't know how it was. Anyway, I'm on my home street now. Get in the video here. I'll see you guys in another walking video Saturday. Have a good one. Bye.